Welcome back to another adventure. It's a little windy, so you may not be able to hear me, but we got the camper hooked up. We got the Suburban. Sarah's driving the tow truck, and we're gonna go see if we can explore somewhere in the Ozarks. Come in, hot mama. Can you hear me?
Daddy. Yep, you're really loud.
Perfect. Guys, we've come up to our first potential camp spot. There's actually several fire rings in this little area right here. So we're in a wildlife management area managed by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, and this is one of the camping areas in it. They have designated camping areas in the wildlife management area. Different than the National Forest, you have to have a hunter's license or a camping permit to camp here. And this one's kind of cool because there's a little pond back in here. Imagine this is kind of a spot that's geared towards duck hunting. That's what the wildlife management areas are kind of geared toward, is promoting wildlife and hunting. And we've got hunting licenses, so we can camp out here for free. And they usually have some pretty good camp spots. These aren't bad. We've never been out here, so we don't know what all we're looking for. So I don't know, we may stop here. We'll see what Sarah thinks, or we may go on and look at some of the other spots that are further down the road. We'll just figure out where we want to go. We're gonna go on down the road and check out some of the other spots and see what they look like. Like we said, we've never been here, so we're finding out what's here and what it's like. The tow truck is a bit dusty, as is Sarah. The roads are dry and very dusty. All right, we've settled on this spot. It's not the best camp spot in the world, but it will do. These camp areas in here have like a dozen camp spots each, so there's tons of camping. They're not as well maintained as some of the other wildlife management areas we've been to, but it's still pretty nice, especially if you came in here in the winter, which most of the time this is gonna be used in the fall during deer season. There'll probably be a bunch of people in here for deer camp. It would appear we are having tomato soup and grilled cheese tonight. Grilled cheese with homemade sourdough bread, of course. And it's probably going to be good. Always is.
So why should we give advice as to what you want in there?
Zaya, what you doing? You hungry? Are you hungry?
You guys sit down, so you're gonna...
I don't want to get cheers. I'm going to move my back. If I like it, all I do
Healthy. We are almost ready for bed. We got everybody up in here in the tent. I don't know if we've ever had everybody up here before. We don't usually have everybody up here. Anyway, we're going to do something we've never done camping. We're going to watch a movie.
Movie? I thought we were doing a story.
We decided to watch a movie instead. What do you want to watch?
Okay, as long as it's not yours. I don't like
They don't like watching our YouTube channel. That's boring.
You're boring. We are doing
What about Outdoor Boys?
Kid, high fives.
I thought that was my lighter. I thought that was black.
Well, good morning, everybody. Beautiful morning, perfect temperature. think I'm coming down with a cold, so I'm not feeling real great this morning, but Sarah's making biscuits and bacon and eggs back at camp. I just walked up here. There's a field up here, kind of a food plot type area near camp. And right here, I noticed yesterday, there's a old foundation. You can see the remnants of a wall here. And there's a couple rows of black walnut trees here, which another sign that there definitely was probably an old homestead or something up here at one time. But just kind of interesting. We're gonna eat some breakfast and then explore this area some more, check out the whole wildlife management area, what roads are open in it, and then we'll probably head back into the Ozark National Forest and check out some more roads in this area, the Ozark National Forest. So just kind of wanting to do some squirrel hunting today, but I don't know if I'm going to feel like wandering around looking for squirrels and dealing with squirrels if I did get any. So I also haven't heard a single squirrel since we got here. Not a great sign, but I'm sure there's a bunch up here somewhere.
Here's your plate. You got a plate.
The kids have been begging for a fire, so we're gonna have our first fire of the fall-ish season. It's just cool enough this morning to be okay with a fire. And we're not in a county with a burn ban, so. All right, on today's jelly selection, we have a little bit of pear butter. We still have some blackberry preserves. We got some blackberry jelly. We have some sumac jelly that we're gonna try. Actually, someone stopped by our camp last time we were out and gave us some sumac jelly. We've never tried it, but we're gonna try it today on our biscuits and see how it is. And if we like it, we may make some in the future. And then of course we have some muscadine jelly from the muscadines we picked on our last big trip.
Grape jelly.
Oh, and we got a little bit of grape jelly. I didn't know we made the grape jelly already.
Yeah.
Huh. So we have wild grape jelly, wild muscadine jelly, blackberry jelly, sort of wild
sumac
blackberries,
jelly.
wild sumac jelly. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Bacon and eggs and biscuits and the smell of hickory on the campfire. It actually kind of feels like home. Laser, what was your favorite jelly? Blackberry? Caleb, what was your favorite jelly?
Sumac.
What was your favorite jelly? The sticky ones. Kitty, what was your favorite jelly? Which one? Which one? Or did you eat? Did you even eat any?
Nope.
Oh. Karen, what was your favorite jelly?
Bacon juice.
What's your favorite jelly, Mommy?
Muscadine.
So, my official review of all the jellies. The sumac is very tangy, almost like a lemon citrusy. It's very tangy. I think it would make, I liked it, but I also think it would make a really good mixture with like a blackberry or something that's really sweet, or a grape to give it some more tang. So we might try that sometime and do some mixtures. Muscadine, always good, very strong flavor. The possum grape, the wild grape, very good grape. I actually really like that. And the blackberry's always good. I didn't have any of the pear butter, but pear butter's always good. But I think my favorite today was the blackberry preserves. Tasted like a fresh blackberry with some sugar on it on a biscuit. Just excellent. So they're all good. We like our jellies. We like variety. They're also fun to mix. You mix some grape and some muscadine, you get a little different flavor. And anyway, I like my biscuits and my jellies. Well, somehow I got talked into doing marshmallows and s'mores for breakfast. Actually, it was kind of my idea because I didn't want to start a fire last night, and they were set on doing s'mores because somebody bought marshmallows and s'more stuff, and so the kids were very set on doing s'mores. So our first fire of the fall, we're doing s'mores, and we're just having s'mores for breakfast.
No, we already have biscuits and eggs and bacon for breakfast. This is the dessert for breakfast.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to have dessert for breakfast.
Yeah, we are. We're allowed to have dessert after breakfast.
Yes,
Breakfast, some marshmallows. Looking good.
I don't know how I got convinced to do this. S'mores are always a bad idea.
Go to daddy. Mommy.
Well, it's been a slow morning, but we were packed up. We're about to load everybody up, hit the road, go explore the rest of this wildlife management area, and then move on to the Ozarks. So we'll see if the old truck will start up today. I think it will. It's the main issue it's having is idling when it's hot, but when it's cold, it runs pretty good. Idle's a little high, but we'll see. Come in, hot mama. Do you read me?
I do. I talked to you earlier.
I just now got my radio on.
I was being goofy.
Here's another one of the camp spots here. This one's smaller, not like the one we were at where there's like a bunch. This is just one site. So we're getting all the camp spots marked. If you want to go to the WMAs, they have maps at Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, but the maps don't integrate into Gaia. There's not a way to like pull the waypoints out. So I'm going around to all the legal camp spots. I'm going through and marking all the legal camp spots. That way I'll have them on Gaia. And if you're a patron, you can get this route from us and see if you want to come out here. Most of the roads out, the wildlife management areas are primarily for hunting. There's not really, they're not places to go wheeling or anything like that. They're for camping and hunting. That's pretty much all they're here for. So if you want to do that kind of thing, and if you go in the off season, they're a good place to camp, because if there's not hunters there, there's not really hardly anybody that camps out them as far as I know. So that part's kind of nice if you want a peaceful, relaxing space just in the woods, but you're probably not going to find like a creekside camp spot or something on a bluff. It's just going to be a camp spot in the woods. So switch spots. Tow truck's running a little funny. I think I'm gonna have to stop at one of the camp spots up here in a minute and try to tweak the carburetor a little bit, because it's just not running as good as I would like. So I'm gonna try to make some minor adjustments. Tweaking some stuff on the carburetor a little bit, trying to get this thing to idle a little more consistently when it's hot. When it was cold, it was idling good, but when it's hot, it's starting to not idle well and die on you. Which fortunately, it's better than last time, because when it dies now, you can actually start it again. Before, when it died, you could not start it again. The starter wouldn't work. Starter's working now. That's sounding better. We'll run that for a little bit and see. I adjusted a couple of the screws and then just made some adjustments. We do have a power steering leak. We're gonna have to get that fixed. Hopefully we don't run out of power steering fluid before we get back, but if we do, we'll drive it without power steering. All right, let's keep going, see what happens. Check out this tree. That would be really cool to have and make a tabletop or something out of. That thing's huge. That's a lot of goldenrod. Well, this is a super cool spot. There's a camp ring here, but we're still in the WMA, and technically you're only supposed to camp at their marked camp spots, so I don't think you can legally camp right here. But look at this swimming hole. This looks beautiful. It may not be the best swimming hole. There's definitely a lot of branches and stuff in here. The water looks clean. There's some fish in here too. See if they want to hang out here for a while. I don't know. We might want to go swimming. Ooh, I see fish. You can swing out and land in the water. It's not quite deep enough for it though, I don't think.
Maybe it's for when it's higher. I told Daddy to go fish here. Look, Mommy. I can get high. I like jumping from up here.
Looking at the water?
At camp, when we walk down that
All right, we're heading out. The kids wanted to stay and swim, but we're gonna move on. We gotta explore some more roads, see some more places, and see what we can get into today. We missed our turn, so we're turning around here. Sarah's getting practice backing up the camper today. She's doing pretty good so far. Look at this field of flowers. Is that not beautiful? We finally come out and hit highway, and we stopped off here by this, I guess it's an old, either a church or a school, probably a church, since there's a cemetery right here. We're up near Aldred, which is just a little town. Pretty sure we got some friends that live near here that we got to do a trip with sometime. But we're gonna get over here on these benches in the shade and have a little snack for lunch and take a break from the vehicle before we start heading back around south. Gideon, what are you doing to your cheese?
He's bugifying it. Your food has bugs.
Don't worry about him. He ain't never getting sick.
You trying to take off the chocolate? It's gonna be a plain cookie.
I like plain.
If you give a kid a cookie,
Why is it that our kids find the messiest possible way to eat everything? Doesn't matter what it is, they will find the messiest possible way to eat it.
I'm not gonna say it has anything to do with their parents.
No, definitely not their parents. Zelia, what's on your face? What's on your face?
A cookie.
On the road again, except the truck died. What? Now we're on the road again. Maybe. Come on, old girl.
I'm following you.
some beautiful country in this area. We're headed back south and we're going to drop back into the Ozark National Forest here shortly. But there's some beautiful country out here, just beautiful old homesteads. Love to have one of these days. Live out here somewhere, maybe. Well guys, I think we're gonna call it a day. Me and the power steering on this old truck are both done. I haven't felt great all day and it's not getting any better, so we're gonna roll on down the highway and get home. It's been a good trip. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to do, and it wasn't quite, the wildlife management area wasn't quite as interesting. Wasn't quite as interesting as I thought, but it was a good trip, so time to go home.